All right, it's a new day, new video. Today we have an exciting tow truck video. Now this just isn't any tow truck. This is a 50-ton Rotator, brand new Peterbilt. It is gorgeous. So come along with me. This is a spot graphics job. It's not a wrap. You'll see. We'll go out and take a look at the truck right now. And this should be exciting. So stay tuned and enjoy the video. Thank you. All right, here is the wrecker. Again, that's a brand new Peterbilt. This is a big boy. Currently there's nothing going on these doors, but a previous one, which we'll get into the story here in a second, I did a really cool mural on this roll-up door in one of his older trucks about 20 years ago. Yeah, triple axle, big boom, big rotator boom. All right, so here's a funny story. Maybe not funny, haha, funny, how everything comes around full circle. This company, Kenny Weber Towing and Recovery, I've known these guys since the late 90s. So I used to do all their trucks for the shop I used to work for up until 2010. He had an original design from the 80s that is put on his trucks, and then around 2000-ish, somewhere right in there, he wanted to kind of freshen it up a little bit. So came up with the current design that is on the trucks. Actually, I drew it, which was a perfect fit for the time period that we did it in. And he carried on that design up until, currently. And I haven't done one of these trucks since I moved on from the other company I used to work for. And he had them continue doing it after I left. And then, I believe, another company in between. And then a few months ago, I just got a random call from him saying, hey, I need you to come down, take a look at the trucks, and see if you want to do them again. Now, the owner of this company, so you have your work friends, your business friends, then you have your friends, and then you kind of have in the middle. So started out as a business friend, and then got to know Ken and his wife, Mary, really well, to the point where they were at my wedding. But then after I left the company I worked for, he stayed with them, and he was loyal to them, and I get it. I have no issues whatsoever with that. But it's just kind of ironic how everything comes around full circle, and I'm glad to be able to do his trucks again, because I normally don't say stuff about other people's work, but what he's been getting done has not been quality, and I kind of feel bad. So the twist to this is, since I drew up these trucks, I had to go out to his place, take pictures of everything that I've done, so I could come back here and redraw everything that I already drew up 25 years ago. So I went in, made a couple changes from what the people have been doing after I stopped doing them. There were just little intersecting lines that they didn't do anymore, just cutting corners, trimming around emblems, and that it was horrible. Some of the lines were wavy. You'll see when this is done. They're sharp looking trucks. So here we go. Gonna get going on this. It is Monday. I need to roll this thing hopefully today, if not tomorrow. I'm gonna jump in here. I'm gonna get these emblems pulled off. Something that the previous places weren't doing. They were running up to it, and they weren't even trimming it very good. They were kind of letting it hang over. So we're gonna get the emblems pulled off. I mean, it's literally too nuts. I don't know why you wouldn't pull these off. All right, I'll jump over to the other side and grab it. All right, I'm gonna get going on getting these cleaned up. You can see they're still working on putting this thing together. Normally, you don't see light pigtails hanging down like this. These are literally some of the nicest trucks in the country. There's about 3 larger scale towing companies I work with here in the Milwaukee area that have really nice equipment. And I work with a bunch of other smaller guys that also have really nice equipment. So, all right. I think I got to air this up to let the cab level out. Yeah, we'll just let it air up here, get some air back in the system, level off the cab, make sure my stripe goes straight. I'm being very careful on my alignment here. I want to make sure that this burgundy stripe is centered going through the Peterbilt emblem. I'm using the hood seam as my line. I'm just doing a preliminary mock-up on all this. I have to get everything measured. Just kind of getting the pieces in their places. I'm gonna go throw this in the cab. I'm not sure where they're putting the extinguisher, so I'm just gonna send that with the truck. I'm not sure if they're gonna put it inside the cab here or put it in one of these roll-up boxes. The original design on these trucks back in the 80s, 90s was a kind of off of the ZZ Top Eliminator car. It was really cool, and I was kind of talking with Kenny, the owner, about maybe doing a throwback on one of these trucks, doing that old design. Let's see, I need the other one. But this is a cool design. I gotta look at my sheet. See where this thing is laid out. All right, so it goes into the handle. So we're gonna clip that light. We did not, this truck has not been weighed yet, so we do not know the empty weight. Left it open, so we'll fill that in once they get this truck weighed. It's a brand new build. I gotta get my butt up there. And there's lettering that goes on top of the boom and on the sides of the boom. I just do that, I'm gonna do that last. I'm not exactly centered with the Peterbilt emblem I wanted to be, but I'd have to raise this up and it would hit the rivet line, and I don't want to hit the rivet line with the stripe. So one thing I'm doing different than the previous places, this stuff is all printed on one layer with a laminate over the top of it. They were doing multi-layer, and you can see cut marks everywhere, and I want it to be one piece. So I'm going to grab my measurement from here, because this panel extends all the way down from here to the bottom of the stripe, so I know where to start that one. Now, in some of these trucks, we have to wrap all the way around the back of the cab. This one, you can't get to it because of this box. So we're only gonna go up to behind the stack. All right, I didn't quite get this thing finished up yesterday. It is now Tuesday morning. I'm gonna jump back on it, get it finished up. I have this to do on the stinger. I still have the boom and some stuff on the sides. So here's where we're at. We have that graphic to get on. I'm gonna do that first and then jump up here, finish the striping on the door and the cab corner. I probably have another couple hours worth of work left on this thing, so I'm gonna get to it here right away. To get this thing leveled out, I can't use any of the doors because doors aren't at the same height, so I have this bar that goes across that is level. So I'm using that as my measurement down. It'd be nice if I could do something forward more, but from here to here we're level, so that should be pretty good. I do have to come back and heat this whole thing. I am using wrap vinyl. They recommend to not use wrap vinyl for stuff like this, but if you do it correctly and you heat it when you're done, you're fine. We're gonna move on up to the cab, get the cab finished up. All right, other than some trimming on this side and heating, this side is done. I got one piece of finish up on the back, the boom, and the other side. So I'm gonna jump on the other side. It's pretty close to the wall, so I'm not gonna film. All right, and that's a wrap on this spot graphics job for Ken Weber Towing out of Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Beautiful truck, and the graphics just add to it. Again, like I said earlier in the film, this is a design that I did in the early 2000s for him, and it still looks good nowadays. I'm gonna keep working on him to do an old school design like the ZZ Top Eliminator that he used to have, just as a throwback truck, but we'll see. Just restarting this relationship with him, and it's good to be back in with these guys. They're a good company. So thanks for being here. As always, please like, tag, share, and you know what else? Subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day.